Uh,
Oh,
Hear me out.
Yo, here we are, man, with another episode, man. Hear me out. I hope it gets a win tonight. So yeah, just another episode of Hear Me Out. We got a lot to talk about, man. It's your boy Jay on the MIC, man. Rec Room Sports here. I got, I got our guest, man. Johnny Cruz with us tonight, man. We finally got him in, man. Finally got him in here with us, man. You
this
know,
is that's this is the
to
guy.
my left, to my left, and then to my right, man. We got all right. We got somebody, man. With
Yeah,
come on, man.
yeah. Now
Hey,
Come
look,
something.
on, man.
I'm I'm like the king of Stockton. I put up a good fight every time. It doesn't matter. I'm out here swinging.
All right, so got Wit. You know what I'm saying? Once again from Rec Room Sports. We gonna try to like mix it up a little bit. With guys, man. With like I said, man. Anybody wants to come on and just match wits, man. Just try to, yeah, you like that one, match wits. But just try to, keep it, get something competitive going on, man, and actually have a good conversation while we're at it. So again, another episode of Hear Me Out. We're gonna start with our topics. We're gonna basically judge based on to me, it's significant points, things that you wouldn't normally hear, and to me, something, you can't tell me the sky is blue and we give you a point. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, we're gonna get to these topics. We have a lot to talk about, man. We have, the week one of NFL football over with. I
I
don't know
can't
what
see
he's
nothing,
saying.
bro. I can't see nothing. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
All right, I can hear you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
my
still on
my.
there?
Yeah.
I'm still on there, so you can see me, but I cannot see nothing. I got a little
Uh,
thing spinning in the middle of my screen. I'm
oh,
gonna have
we
to.
can see you.
I'm gonna jump off and then jump back on.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, jump off and
All
jump
right,
back on. We'll do it. We'll
all
still
right,
keep going.
all right.
Okay. Well, on that note, yeah, like Jay was saying, we got a lot to talk about today. We got Johnny Cruz in the building, and of course, week one of the NFL has finally come and gone. Jay, I know you excited, uh, because some big things took place, not just over the weekend, but in the past, what, basically week and a half. He's
Yeah.
back. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
You good,
Yeah,
Johnny?
I
All right.
think I'm good now, man. Sorry about that.
No, you cool. We were talking about week one, and but before we get into week one, man, we're gonna do a little warm up, man, a little quick warm up, and of course,
All right.
as you see, it would have been Monday night football, but I was like, Monday night, what the, you know, it man, yo, what I mean, it's sad, man.
It
It's
is.
I you know, I was talking about Kareem and as basically a diehard Jets fan, man. It's pretty much a friend of the show, Rec Room Sports. And as a Jets fan, it's almost like, damn, y'all are right. Something did happen. You know what I mean? It's like something's gonna happen. Almost every Jets fan was saying that, but it was tough, man. It was tough.
Yeah, it was sad to see, man. Unfortunately, I've mentioned it to a lot of guys on a lot of the shows. Is it seems like this off season and this season, like this, there's a bunch of injuries already. You know what I'm saying? We lost Jalen Ramsey before, what I'm saying, training camp even really got started. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys coming back from injury, but yeah, that last night, that was sad. And this is coming from a Dolphin fan, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers play. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. Um, so I wanted to go up. I wanted the Dolphins to go up against them. I want to see greatness, man. So you know what I'm saying? It sucks when you have these injuries. Um, but it was just like yeah, the Jets can't have. I mean, I'd be feeling that way as a Dolphin fan sometimes too. Like we just can't have nothing nice. You know what I'm saying? The Jets got a nice defense. Brees Hall looks good, like he's coming back good. They just signed Dalvin Cook as well. All they needed was just, Aaron Rodgers to stay upright and, 4 plays in, and that was it, man. It's just, it sucks, man, because it would have been a nice fight to see throughout the whole season, between all 4 of those teams in the East.
Yeah, man, I definitely can second you on that one, bro. Out of nowhere to see something like that happen, and of course, they had like that close up shot of Aaron and his face. He was biting his lip, but he wasn't like crying or anything.
Right.
And then he sat down, and I think I was on the phone with Jay. I was like, "Hey, man, Aaron Rodgers sitting down. He just sat down. I don't know what's going on." And for me, that was a big signal, man. Aaron Rodgers is one of the perennial, like he will play through anything almost, guys.
Right.
And being that
Right.
he will play through anything, like when I saw him have a seat on the field, I knew something was wrong immediately. But you still got to give big shouts out to what it looks like, what turned out with the Jets defense. I mean, when they were saying all they needed was a quarterback, all they needed was a quarterback. that was it. One of the few things, one of the big takeaways from last night was pretty much Josh Allen still Josh Allening. And Jordan Whitehead is so in love with Josh Allen right now with those 3 interceptions, because those 3 interceptions basically got him his incentive for $250,000 in one game right there with his 3 interceptions. So, I mean, but other than that, those are the big takeaways, man. The defense for the Jets is phenomenal. And then so it's sad to see a future Hall of Famer go out. And the crazy part is Vinny Testaverde did the coin toss.
So that shit was jinx from jump, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to watch. You know what I'm saying? I had some stuff going on yesterday. Shout out to Tanner and Nick and everybody. I didn't get a chance to do the LTS show last night either. But I didn't get a chance to watch the game. But my phone was just blowing up with with stuff going on. So I wound up talking to my son, and he was like, "Yo, did you see Aaron Rodgers?" So of course I had to check late last night. So I didn't get to see it happen. But watching the replays and stuff like that, it wasn't just the sadness of that, but like you mentioned with Josh Allen, like he's regressing, bro. And this whole situation with Stephon Diggs over the offseason where there was some kind of drama. Now he had his touches, he had his 10 catches, but you're saying like, I don't know what's going on with Josh Allen, bro. He's got too much confidence in his arm. He thinks he can get the ball into any spot, even when there's double and triple coverage, and that's something you do in your first 2 years, not in year 5 and 6. You know what I'm saying? So Buffalo may be regressing a little bit, man. And that's a game you got to win that game. Aaron Rodgers goes out after 4 plays. You have to win that game. You know what I'm saying? And Josh Allen basically gave it to him, man. So that's just it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, man. New England put up a pretty good fight against Philly. So you know what I'm saying they're gonna be a tough out too. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in this division, man.
Most definitely, man.
The whole thing that got me is that, just like Johnny reiterated, Josh Allen. The thing about I'll put it out like this: Dak Prescott has gotten so much, man, in the past like couple years, or you could go further than that, if you want to, be specific. But you can think of probably 10 quarterbacks that have played worse. You know what I mean? As far as interceptions, as far as turnovers, I think Josh Allen actually leads in interceptions from last year. From last year to now, he leads in interceptions. I think he has like 20. So to say, here we are with Dak Prescott, he's gotten a lot of airplay over a lot of things, and here we are with teams that, of course, Dallas's defense is crazy, right? But that's another thing that sticks out to me is just like Josh Allen. He said it, and I was listening. I think RG3 said it. He was like, "Yo, he had to be having like an out of body experience. Like, who the hell just threw that pick? I did. Like, what the hell? Like, he actually had an out of body experience on the podium, man. So You know what I'm saying? That was our warm up, man. You know, this is something to get the conversation going, man. Get guys, you know,
All right.
get us warmed up a little bit, man. And then of course, man, you know, here we are. We're gonna start a new round. You
All
know what I'm
right.
saying? And then, you know, for every point, of course, I'm giving the points, you know what I mean? And then of course, if you say something that just I can't, you know, I'm sorry, I can't agree with, I'm gonna give you that X. So,
So,
you know, and then when we get to the final topic, bonus points of 5. You might need it, might win you the game,
all
you
right.
know. So hit you with that. So we're gonna start off new round, first round, and a little bit of kind of got into it a little bit, and then that would be hold on, y'all, let me get it together. And since Johnny started off, or you know, I'm gonna get a coin, man. I need to get a coin, but uh,
The coin toss.
you know,
It's all good. Home team can go first.
all right, Whit, he's giving it to you, man. And the question is basically, man, what we saw. Oh my gosh, man! I can't. I'm not gonna go into it. Let y'all do that, and I'll try to, you know, jump in where I fit in. And but what are your biggest takeaways from week 1 of this NFL season, man? And not really anything normal, right? You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. I might, you know, I'll definitely give both y'all some cushion when you get into some good points, but not too far. But I'm gonna give y'all 3 minutes apiece. Whit, what'd you get out of week 1, man? Other than the fact your Steelers.
See why? See, look. First of all, you cutting into my time. That's the first thing you got to stop doing. You don't do that now. Now let's go ahead and say that. So the 49ers defense is actually looking real number one-ish right now. I can't lie. We got Molly Watt in week 1. I am highly disappointed in how we played, but I have to say this for sure: the Steelers have always been a second, third, fourth week type team. But for real though, let's talk about it. The 49ers, Brock Purdy looked great. Everybody was talking about his elbow and how he was going to come back. Even myself was a little suspect of how it might have looked. But check him out, man. He looked really good. And then, of course, once again, we're talking about the 49ers defense. We're talking about the 49ers offense. I mean, weapons on top of weapons on top of weapons. And Brock Purdy seems to have figured out a way to manipulate that Shanahan offense once again. 2 steps, get the ball out, and look at these boys run. CMC, what are we talking about? And the crazy part is, everybody talks about Debo Samuels, but Brandon Ayuk is really the number one on that team right now. I don't know, so it's kind of split between where you want to actually put the ball at that time. Then let's talk about this. New faces and new places. Now, I'm one of them people that I went somewhere, got a breath of fresh air. I felt like I had to read a new lease on life. So when my new lease is on life, I got to talk about Derek Carr, man. The Saints really came marching in, seriously. You know what I'm saying? 305 yards on his first win, 1 touchdown and 1 interceptions. And then think about it. The defense is what we've been talking about with some of these teams who actually needed quarterbacks. The Saints were one of them. They finished 5th. They got Derek Carr. They look pretty good. Okay. Baker Mayfield. Nobody likes to talk about Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield looked pretty decent. Okay. Baker Mayfield got 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. And last year, the defense finished 9th in the league. But once again, Tommy tried to do what he could, but he couldn't do it. So now you got Baker in there. Let's see how that turns out. Unfortunately, all of the rookie QBs lost. All of them. Okay. So Bryce Young, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Anthony Richardson, 223, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. CJ Stroud, 242, worth nothing. A 242 yards that was worth absolutely zero, in my opinion. The best one out of all 3 looks like Anthony Richardson because of how he was ready to use his legs at a moment's notice. How he was also if you saw some of those timeouts, he was in those guys' faces trying to cheer him up so they can go ahead and bring it to, you know what I'm saying, a level in which, most people was saying, hey, look, it's week 1. It's not going to happen. We might as well just go ahead and chalk it up. But they're rookies and they look pretty good. But the best one out of the rookie class for right now, I got to go with Anthony Richardson. And let's talk about something I thought was really important because I'm running out of time. This is not your daddy's Detroit Lions, okay? Straight up and down. This is not the Lions of old. This is a new Lions team. We got Jared Goff out here with a rejuvenated sense of being a quarterback. 22 or 35 for 253. There's only one touchdown, but he dissected that Kansas City defense like it was crazy. If y'all don't know, he's got 200. I think it's 258 passes without an interception, which is the longest streak in the league right now. The crazy part is we all knew that Jared Goff was a good quarterback. He just was not in a system in which was proven that he was a good quarterback. Now they pretty much built that whole thing around him. You got David Montgomery looking crazy out there on the field. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds, all of these guys actually looking good and complementing the offense with an offensive line that's actually holding him upright. And last but not least, somebody might have found a quarterback. Okay. Guess what? Let's look at it. 19 to 31, 202 yards. Who needed a quarterback? Oh, the Commanders needed a quarterback. So Sam Howell came in, put the world on notice that it's a possibility. We could be looking at a huge AFC, a huge battle as far as the top of the East goes. Everybody likes to go to, the NFC least at one point in time. That's no longer the case. So right now, we got to look at all of these teams, including the Dallas Cowboys, who wrecked the Giants, and look and see what's going to happen in week 2. So that's my big takeaways from week 1 in my mind, real fast, in 3 minutes and 40-something seconds.
All right. Well, there's no point in me trying to spit out facts because Whip basically just gave you all the stats and facts about everything, all the games that happened this weekend. So I'll give them that. With the rookie quarterbacks, they played all right. They played like rookies. I didn't expect much for them. I think the biggest takeaway for me for week 1 is, week 1 is basically a lie, bro. We don't know what's real and what's not. In week 1. Week 1 is the hardest one to try to predict. So we basically just guessing off of what happened last year and what offseason or drafts they might have done. We think, this guy's going to be a good player. We don't know, man. Week 1 don't tell us shit. The Bengals got beat down. You expected the Bengals to be a better team. They're going to be better. But I think some of the teams that we thought were going to be horrible actually showed a little something. Arizona showed a little life, even though you mentioned Sam Howell and the Commanders winning that game. I like Sam Howell. I think Washington's going to give them some trouble to Dallas and Philly. The Giants, that was a complete embarrassment. They didn't just get beat down. That was embarrassing, franchise-wise. If I was the owner, I would have wanted to fire somebody after that beat down on national TV against your arch rival. So they didn't look prepared to play. Like I said, the rookies look young. Some surprises again. The Tennessee Titans actually giving the Saints a fight in New Orleans was kind of interesting. The Buccaneers, like you mentioned, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans is going to get his 1,000 yards regardless of who's throwing him the ball. So, Baker Mayfield just got to not make any mistakes. They still got a fairly young defense. So the Buccaneers may cause some damage. Atlanta won. That NFC South that everybody was kind of poo-pooing, they may actually have, a couple good teams come out of that division. But again, week 1 is a lie. So we don't know what the truth is. We won't know for another couple of weeks. We had a nice shootout out in LA with my Dolphins against the Chargers. For all the talk about, Herbert and Tua, I'm not going to try to diss Herbert because I actually like Justin Herbert. He's got all the traits, all the attributes, the size, the arm strength. He's even got the nice flowing locks and the whole shit. But when it's time to get the job done and win the game, Tua went out there and won the game. Justin Herbert had a penalty and then got sacked twice. Game was over. And he had 1:45, and all he had to do was get them in field goal range. And he couldn't make it happen. So am I saying Tua's a better quarterback than Justin Herbert? No. I'm just saying he's come through more often than not. As for and Justin Herbert, I haven't seen it yet. He's got all the traits. He's phenomenal. I got to see him do something. The last thing I remember besides this loss that he just had right now, the last thing I remember about Justin Herbert is that they lost a 27-point lead to the Jacksonville Jaguars in that playoff game. And like I mentioned before the show, if you an elite stud quarterback, you got to make a play. You got to make something happen to stop the bleeding, stop the momentum from going the way it went. So they got a little taste of the playoffs, but then they got bumped off. But week 1 is basically just let's see what happens, throw a bunch of stuff against the wall, see what sticks. Everything could change by week 2. And as far as what you mentioned with the Detroit Lions, Kansas City is going to feel it without Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why he's a Hall of Fame tight end. And there's a lot of young, you know what I'm saying, wide receivers out there. And yes, 15 is a special quarterback, but it helps when you got a Hall of Fame tight end in the middle of the field that knows how to get open anytime he wants to. So overall, it was a good first week. My Dolphins won, so that's all that matters to me. The injuries suck. You know what I'm saying? We mentioned the Aaron Rodgers thing. It sucks. I'm a big-time Aaron Rodgers fan. I love greatness. I love seeing greatness. I hate seeing injuries. I want to see the best players play. I want to see the best competition possible. So it's sad about the Aaron Rodgers thing. Shout out to Dan Harris from Let's Talk Sports. He's a big time Jets fan. It sucks for them, but that team is built to win. So if Zach Wilson could not lose the games, they might actually win a few games. I think their playoff super that's all gone. That's done now. You know what I'm saying? But can he salvage his career? Can he salvage their season? Can they rally behind him? Pull out those, you know what I'm saying, Zach Wilson t-shirts instead of the Mike White t-shirts and see if they can rally behind Zach Wilson and make something happen this year, man. But that's my impression of the first week of the NFL season, man. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely it was, man. It was fun. Y'all, pretty much covered a lot of games. I would say something that stuck out to me, man, was, how the Patriots pretty much, went sort of toe-to-toe with the Eagles, man. Hurts didn't really play, he didn't really play as well as you would thought he would have played. Of course, Bill Belichick will take, I would say, your greatest asset away. And, you just have to figure it out with Bill Belichick. But for them to be at the final play, and they could have walked away with that game, man, that was pretty surprising to me. Bill O'Brien coming back into the NFL, I was pretty critical of it. It looked like he got a pretty good grasp at Last Chance U, which is Alabama. And, came back like everybody else, man. Look at Sark. Sark out there in Texas. Like, I'm telling you, man, Alabama, except for Lane Kiffin, you know what I mean? Like, Alabama is Last Chance. Like, nothing could fix Lane Kiffin. Like, he
ain't lying, bro.
Alabama, but
if you want to resurrect your career, go coach with Nick Saban for a year or two, and you'll get a job somewhere.
And that's sort of,
Oh, good.
No, I bet it sort of stuck out to me, man. I was asked like who would be the guy in fantasy football that's going to get you to a fantasy championship. Without a doubt, I said Tua. His pace that he was on the first season, going into the pace that he was on the second season with the same amount of games, and then with the yards increasing, and then going into this season, and then you have a wide receiver saying, hey, I'm going for 2K this year. Shit, why not think Tua is going to go out there and either he's going to lose his job because he couldn't help Tyreek Hill get close to 2K, or he's gonna be the man. And to start off with the debut, at least this season that he had, man, he hit the ground running, man. I think he just pretty much just went back to what he was doing, man. I'm surprised I didn't hear Ryan Clark apologize for real, because if I was Ryan Clark, I would be apologizing, man, for what I said going into week 1 after that performance. I would have been the first man like, yo, you know what? I know what I said about Onyx. Shoot, you gonna be in Onyx a lot of nights in your future. You keep throwing like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sorry, but man, a lot of things stuck out. Deshaun Watson, man, getting pretty much his reset, getting a game 1. Man, so many things. And then I get it. Cowboys stomped the hell out of the Giants. It was a disaster. I wish that game wouldn't have been on TV. I wish they could have played anything else. I would have watched Skating with the Stars before I watched, you know what I'm saying, Dallas, beating on. Yeah, like definitely. But to lose like that, and then I get, what I'm saying, the guy in Dallas, we all know who that is, man. Sackmaster himself. I just think Myles Garrett is going to take that attention back. I think Myles Garrett is going to put his stamp on this season, man. Believe it or not. Can you imagine? And have you been paying attention? You ain't noticed, like, Myles Garrett is looking a bit fit. More so than previous years.
Right.
And he's out there doing crossovers, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? So, like, man, I could go on and on about week 1 in the NFL season, man, but so many takeaways. But the main one is the quarterback play. You mentioned Sam Howell. Damn, I almost forgot to keep up with the point. But you mentioned Sam Howell, but he did play better than a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL this week. Definitely Joe Burrow. Everybody played Burrow. I can think of a wide receiver that threw a gimmick play pass that played better than Burrow on Sunday. So, that was a bit much, man. Like, as far as, the quarterback play kind of disappointed me. I get the rest and not getting so many reps, but, like, this is starting to catch up with teams, man, where, these week 1s are looking terrible. I know Joe Burrow notoriously gets his week 1, his week 1 crapper on, but nah, I'm not really with that, man.
I got a question, Jay. Are you at all worried about that calf injury that Joe Burrow had? I am. Because what was the point? When he got hurt, I was like, what the hell are you doing with a wrap on his leg in the first place? I could see if he was just out there and it just would have happened, like, oh, man, Joe Burrow got hurt. But it's like, here he is with a wrap on his leg, kind of gingerly, like, and then when he gets down, it's not like, you see the guys like, you all right? Right.
Oh, yeah, it's calf. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, we knew. That didn't look like something that was a bit of a shock. Whoops. Didn't mean to show. I got Alan in there. Sorry, Alan. Alan ain't even here. But there's a bit of a shock, to some. But I'm looking at like, why was that wrap on his leg? But yeah, I don't know, man. That was pretty scary, man. Like, I get it. Joe Burrow, like I said, week 1, that's nothing for him to go in there week 1 and stink. But what's going on? Like, why? So hold on.
Hey, I got one question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
While you getting the points and stuff together. All right. So with the end of Aaron Rodgers' season basically being, we already know that's what's going on, right? Do either of you think that, hey, he's going to take another darkness retreat and come back next season, or is this the end of Aaron Rodgers?
That's a hard one there. I mean, he had been talking. I mean, he had been saying all the right things. He was motivated. The kid looked like he was like having fun with these guys. Like, he attended OTAs, going to Knicks games, going to hockey games with the guys, going out to dinner. So he was really all in on them. And he was commenting about a week or so ago. Being a Yankee fan, I listened to a lot of New York sports radio. So he was saying a couple weeks ago, talk about 2-3 years of playing. Now, I don't know how this is going to affect that thought process. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, being the kind of competitor he is, I don't think he wants to go out like that. But at the same time, you 40 years old, man, stuff doesn't heal the way it did when you were 20-something. You know what I'm saying? So depending on how long that rehab is and stuff, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a hard one, man. I hope he comes back because I want to see him play again. But, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at him if he said that, you know what I'm saying, that he was done.
Right. It's just, who knows, man. And then you mentioned the Chiefs, but, we got Frank Clark coming back, right at, some people are saying, like, he wanted to use the Detroit game as leverage. Like, see what you do without me. You know what I mean? And, after he said that he was coming back week 8, like, it couldn't have hurt that bad to lose. Like, you think they was gonna win, like be undefeated until week 8? Like, that's. But then again, that winning could get to people's heads. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But okay, I'm gonna give the score after the next round. we gonna pretty much keep it in football,
All right.
but we're gonna take it to college football, right? All right, so basically we got college football, man. It's been a bit. Oh, that is new round? Yeah, new round, yeah. Sorry about that. College football. Basically we have a new era in college football, man, with Nick Saban. You know, it's pretty humbling, man, to have one of your degenerates that come to the last chance you know what I'm saying, beat you like as soon as you go there, like, yeah, we come to play y'all, bam. We're going usually Nick Saban has had trouble with a couple of guys here and there, but for the most part, you know, he hits him with that. I remember you know, he pretty much gets the last laugh. But the way Sark and Texas handed it to Alabama, it kind of has you asking, and especially with the way he was, you know, he was going at it with the media, like, you know what, you know, the way, you know, the funniest one. I don't know if y'all seen it lately, man. When he was telling people, he had a Coke bottle sitting in front of him. He was like, "Yo, you know," people was asking him what, like, how somebody was gonna play, like, what kind of player they're gonna be, and he was like, "Yo, this is a Coke bottle, not a crystal ball." You know what I'm saying? And it was just so funny where it was like, you know what? They earn that one. Like, but usually like some of these people don't deserve it, man. And they just be going off on them, man. But yo, the question is basically, is this new era in college football passing Nick Saban by? Like, is he starting to, with all of the transfer portal blowing up, and shout out to Dr. Pepper with that commercial, that was dope. The transfer portal,
Right.
going crazy, man. With basically we have a coach out here that put a whole team out there almost based off the transfer portal and winning and showing how it's done. You know what I mean? Like, they share commercials, but what does he really think about it? So, hey, it's old Saint Nick losing his touch. So we let Whit go first. Johnny, so you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that he's not lost his touch. He's gonna have to adjust to the new world of college sports, college athletics. Not just the transfer portal, but you got all the NIL deals now. So a lot of these schools can give these kids money. So that's gonna kind of spread the power throughout the league as far as the players are concerned. But you got to, I mean, my man has won 6 national titles since 2009, and he just won one in 2020. So, I mean, to say it's gone past him, I'm going to say no, it hasn't gone past him. But he's going to have to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Alabama got money, and they still getting top-tier players. I mean, it was only a matter of time before one of his, lieutenants or whatever finally got the best of him and wound up beating him in a game. And Georgia's no joke. You know what I'm saying? They putting together their own type of dynasty over there. But I mean, it ebbs and flows. But he's been about as consistent as you can be over the last 15, 16 years. I mean, you see Dabo's having a hard time himself right now. You know what I'm saying? And he had Clemson up there for a hot minute. Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be those schools that that are going to be in the mix for the most part. His team is still fighting for the college football playoff every year. So I'm going to say it hasn't passed him by. He hasn't lost his touch. He is a crotchety old man, though. I ain't going to front. So he's going to have to kind of like mellow out a little bit. But the man can coach. He can recruit. And he's got 6 rings that he can show these kids anytime he goes to their house to recruit them. But Alabama's going to have to start coming off some of that money too, man, with the NIL deals, because these kids can go to other places now and make a little bread, you know what I'm saying, before they get to the league, or if they wind up not making it to the league, at least they made some kind of money. So I think the transfer portal and the NIL has kind of made it put a little more parity in college football, but I'm not going to doubt Nick Saban at all and his abilities to coach or recruit, bro. He's still, you know what I'm saying, he's still the one that everybody is going after. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give Nick Saban his props, even though I hate what he did to my Dolphins.
I didn't know you were gonna throw that in there. Great
I
point.
had
I
to,
didn't know you were
bro.
gonna throw that in there.
Because he pounded the
Hey,
table. I
my
am
bad.
not gonna be the coach of Alabama. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that. And then what happened? The next week he was the coach of Alabama.
He was on the jet out the
Yes.
door.
He was on that jet. I
But let's do
actually
this.
got to know. I got to know a player, Randy McMichael.
Oh, nice.
Used to play
Yes,
Georgia
tight
tight
end,
end,
Georgia, tight end for the Dolphins. Yep.
right? And he tells a story about when they got a stripper for Coach Saban, and it was, yeah, like Shannon said it on the on the pivot or whatever, but I heard it a long time ago. I
Right.
never heard Shannon's side of the story. I'm gonna tell
Right.
you right now, Shannon be lying, yo. Shannon is a monster, man. Shannon always, yo, it's funny because I hear the stories from Randy McMichael, usually on the radio, and I show up on scenes sometimes when they used to be at the sports bar in Atlanta.
Right.
And just the Shannon Crowder stories, man, like they were so close. He'd be like, yo, I had a bunk bed, for my kids, and he was like, I wake up in the morning, this dude was in my bunk bed, like, yo, that's how close they were.
Right.
But he'd be like, yo, Shannon Crowder's a fool, man. Whatever he tell you on that show, don't listen to him. He be lying. He always make it seem, bet on his. But yeah, he got Nick Saban a stripper, man, and in the locker room or something like that. And yeah.
Wow.
But when he tells the side of the story, he's like, oh yeah, I did that and left it at that,
Right.
And it was kind of crazy. My bad, Whit. I didn't mean to.
Nah, you good, man. I'm sorry,
No,
Whit. Not trying to,
go
that
ahead.
was a good story, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like Randy
Shoot.
McMichael, and I'll be listening to Channing Crowder too. Now I'm gonna have to start thinking about it. You lying, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, hey, Channing Crowder out here in the streets, man. But
Out here hydrating and shit.
and for what I understand, that was Miami Tip that's on Love and Hip Hop. I saw that because she co-signed it on her Twitter when it happened. So Miami Tip was who was out there getting it done for Coach Saban at that time. Miami Tip is pretty bad at that time. Okay, but so let's get to the question, right? All right, is this the end of an era for Nick Saban? And I hate doing it sometimes, but I kind of gotta agree with Johnny. The idea is Nick Saban's coaching style is not something that you can discredit at all. His coaching acumen, how he organizes his coaching staff, where he puts them at, what he lets them do, how he allows them to somewhat groom these young men. That is in no way, shape, or form something that you can denigrate right now at this time in college football. Possibly one of the greatest college football, if not the greatest college football coaches ever. What is happening is he is unable to do like he used to do and sit there and stack 4 and 5-star recruits on top of each other and then patiently wait for their turn so they could go out on their junior year and possibly ball, their senior year and possibly ball. That's not happening. The landscape is what he's pretty much becoming unaccustomed to at this time. As you mentioned, Jay, when you brought up the question, we got Dion out there running with 83 transfers. Okay. It's a lot of kids. 10 scholarship students from last season. 10. And when he said he was bringing in new luggage, he did not lie about that. And as obviously we can see from the evidence of Colorado being now 2-1 after beating Nebraska, it's a way to do it. There is a way to do it, but the more traditional way of going into your mom's, your grandma's, your auntie's living room, having a conversation, looking her in the eye and going, yeah, your son's not going to play. Or that ain't going to fly no more. It's not flying. Coach, let me tell you something. I'm going to go to West Texas Tech. I'm going to go to SMU. I'm going to go to College Station in Texas A&M. I'm going to go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get on the field, and I'm also going to get recruited based on my NIL ability. I'm a handsome young man. I can sell a car. I can talk. I'm going to get a deal. Shout out to all of these Dr. Pepper commercials that I've seen over the weekend. Shout out to Wendy's. Caleb Williams is all over Wendy's. Shout out to Nissan commercials because the Heisman commercials are going to be even crazier now that you can include the Heisman winner from that year or from the following year, from the previous year, based on them being able to have NIL deals. But at the same time, somebody else that's feeling the pain of this is Dabo Sweeney. Definitely got to talk about Dabo Sweeney. Dabo Sweeney, of course, me and Jay being homers, kind of, sort of, us living in South Carolina, we got to see the rise of Clemson to a degree, and we're also seeing the teeter off of Clemson. It's not as though that Dabo Sweeney cannot recruit, and I promise you, Greenville, South Carolina, and the upstate area got money, but it's hard for you to do. Hey, look, you got to sit 2 years, buddy. We got this guy and this guy in front of you. Right now, the landscape of college football is that, look, I love it here. I want to play. I enjoy practice. But if you don't give me no burn, coach, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And some, not very many, but some of these players are taking it down a level and going to HBCUs, Jackson State, South Carolina State, Hampton University, Alcorn State. These colleges, Grambling. You know what I'm saying? Can't forget about Grambling. These HBCUs are starting to be more appealing to some of these players, way more than ever, especially with more television time and more ability for scouts to look at them on a playing field where they can attend a school which is basically geared towards them to succeed because of them being African American students. But this is one of those things where I think he's going to learn, or he's going to get like a go-between. You can't just be Nick Saban and talk to Nick Saban. You need somebody probably on your staff that's going to like soften the blow from now on. So instead of you talk, if y'all ever seen, I was thinking about this the whole time. Y'all, what's the movie with Denzel? American Gangster? You know what I mean? Yes. When he finally knocks the guy down, he was like, you know what? Nobody else talked to me. You know what? You talk to Huey. Huey, you called me. From now on, Nick Saban is pretty much going to be that person. Nobody talk to Nick Saban. Don't ask him no questions. You pick out, he's going to pick somebody on the coaching staff to go talk to everybody's mom, make it sound good, and bring them in. And then from now on, if you talk to Nick Saban, you're probably out the door. So that's my opinion, man. Nick Saban is still a great coach, but he has to train himself or train somebody else to be a go-between with this new regime of NILs and transfer portals.
Absolutely, man. You either adjust or you die, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. So, I mean, back in the day, freshmen couldn't even play. You know what I'm saying? And then the kids started coming out talking about it was this kid, the Florida State coach. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Bobby Bowden.
Jimbo. Both.
Right? Bobby Bowden back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like freshmen couldn't play. You know what I'm saying? And when he started at, you know what I'm saying, West Virginia or whatever, he was like, yo, we're letting freshmen play. So people started, top recruits started going over there because they want to play right away. Now it's all about NIL and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't just stack up 5 chips on top of 5 chips. Kids don't want to wait 2 years to play. They want to play right away. And if they can make that money, they're going to make that money. So, yeah, he's going to have to adjust. But like you said, where, you know what I'm saying, his coaching style and his ability to coach, like that ain't going away, man. He's still top notch, bro.
And one last thing I'm going to throw in there, and this ain't for no points or nothing. So everybody remembers last year Clemson, right? With DJ Uiagalelei, right? Mm-hmm. DJ Uiagalelei is in Oregon throwing for 346 and 5 touchdowns. Because he ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got time. He knows he knew he had a rocket throwing on. He knew that the offensive players, like the skill players, were not up to par for him to be throwing the ball 65, 70 yards downfield. So where'd he go? He couldn't get to Oregon, so he got to Oregon State, where they still pretty much picking up California players, 4- and 5-star guys who can't go to USC, couldn't go to Southern Cal. Couldn't go to Cal, couldn't go to Stanford, so they going to Oregon State to play with DJ Uiagalelei right now, and that's all because of NIL and the transfer portal.
All right, man. We got halftime, man, and I tried, and I ain't gonna lie, Johnny came back in and pretty much it was 12-10. And then Johnny definitely made some good points when he came back in. I was like, yeah. What got you the 2 points with us was when you oh man. It was so much damn. What we just laugh about just now?
American Gangster?
Yeah, That I ain't gonna lie, like that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because when it, especially in college football, man, when you're the
Mhm.
CEO of the team, basically of any coach,
Right.
really in professional sports, or anywhere up from college on up,
Yeah.
you know. But college, man, you have so many guys that you're in charge of, man, and these guys, man, like, yeah, did you hear? This person was driving drunk and blah blah blah. They got a ticket. It's like, man, nah, man, I didn't know. I got somebody for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like
Exactly.
the,
Right.
the the sad part is like, yo, these kids they get in with these dudes. That's how the Georgia thing happened. They get cool with these people, and it's like an enabling situation where it's like, nah, we ain't got to tell coach. We ain't got to tell coach. And it's
Right.
like, nah, yeah, yo, yeah, you do, man. Like, hey, I let it happen a couple times, you know what I'm saying? But yo, they flying down these roads up and down like they crazy. And trust me, man, when you get off at 85 going to Athens, man, it is nothing but straight road.
Mm.
Nothing but wide lanes everywhere. This is in the country, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is almost an hour out of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's dark out there. These people, like, you go down this road, man, I'm telling you, you get off those exits off 85 going towards Athens, man, it is nothing but, pretty much Fast and Furious tracks ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Ready to
Right.
go at night, man. But there's so much going on, man, with these coaches, man, with these players out here after hours. You know what I mean? It's just hard, man, to keep up with about 100. With coaches involved, you're talking about 200 people you got to keep up with, man.
Right.
So it's just, to say that you have to step your game up, get your Rolaids ready, man. That's all I gotta say, man. But since we're gonna pretty much stay into the college football, man, and what we all know, the prime time train is still rolling. Go
Mhm.
Buffs. They're good to go, man. They got their win over Nebraska, which I'm gonna be honest, like Nebraska wasn't ranked very high, I want to say, in the nation. They were actually ranked like the 125th best team in the nation, something like that. So, this was definitely not like a prove it. It's more of a prove it on their end. They play like they got something to prove every week. But man, to see how everything's going, man, with the way they getting so much support. You got the Wu-Tang Clan out on the field, you know what I'm saying? Talk about Go Buffs in Colorado. Like, okay, whatever makes sense, man.
From
I get it,
Staten
man.
Island to Colorado High.
Right to Colorado, man.
Right.
Like,
Yo.
there's a lot of
Timberlands on and everything on the
all lot of
sideline.
HBCUs. Yeah, there's a lot of HBCUs on the Eastern Seaboard, man. Y'all can go visit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get paid just to do a concert. You know what I'm saying? You can show up there too, man. Show your love there
That
too. But
that's the power. That's the power of being Prime, though. You know what I'm saying? That's who
yeah,
Prime
man.
is. That's who he can attract. That's, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna be able to recruit better than him. You know what I'm saying?
No.
He's got all
No.
the charisma in the world. You know what I'm saying? He played in the league, one of the greatest players ever. I would want to go play for him. You know what I'm saying? So he goes into that living room, and then of course with the NIL stuff, you're gonna get a good NIL deal with Prime.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get all the attention, all the media attention. You're gonna get more games on TV. This schedule ain't too bad either. They got Colorado State at home, and they got Oregon, then they got USC, but then after that, Oregon State. You know what I'm saying? They end the season at Utah, so they only play like 3 or 4 ranked teams. So, you know what I'm saying? You had mentioned, can Colorado make a run for the Pac? I don't know. Is it even the Pac-12 or is it the Pac-2 now? I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But
it's just a pack. It's just a 6
right.
pack.
It's just it's right. But you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for Prime. You know what I'm saying? Get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like go for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? The rules allow these kids to train. It's about time too. The coaches have been doing it forever. So now, you know what I'm saying? About time that these kids get paid for going out there, beating up their bodies and stuff like that. So, if they have an opportunity to go somewhere and play, and if you can go up to Boulder, Colorado, and chill up there, you know what I'm saying, and play some football for Prime, I'd be out too, bro.
Listen, man, you said all the right things in my opinion when it comes to what I think about when they play for Prime. Um, is it's that essence, man. Like one of the biggest things that, and this is just jumping to another sport. One of the biggest things I always have an argument as when you talk about like LeBron and Jordan. LeBron's sons is going to be ball players because LeBron is a good father. Okay. Michael Jordan, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Michael Jordan being a good father. You know what I'm saying? You got Michael Jordan's son dating the best
This is
little
the
boy's ex-wife.
this is the
Like I don't know
first
what that is.
time I've ever heard this type of an argument
Listen,
for the
that's the
whole
truth, though.
Jordan LeBron debate.
Jordan, we don't know. Listen, man. If I could raise my son to date my best friend's wife, I don't know if that's good. But the point is, I think Deion Sanders has a good, has that good father gene. So when he goes in front of your mom and he smiles and he says nice things, I'm gonna make him a man. I'm gonna teach him. I'm gonna make sure he's not sagging his pants. I'm gonna make sure he goes to class on time. I don't care if he's starting or not. Like all of those things. And truthfully, you can see it as evidence in his own children. Is my point. You know what I'm saying? Like Shador Sanders, although African American, haven't had attended the HBCU, still got a little swag. That young man got a head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when he talks. And if I gotta be a parent one day and I have to have somebody walk into my room and try to get my son to go across the country, I'd rather be that guy. And the only thing that I can compare it to is Pete Carroll back in the day at USC when I didn't know where none of these players came from except for in the Cal Poly area. But then all of a sudden you look up, they got Snoop Dogg in practice, Will Ferrell in practice. You know what I'm saying? All the California rappers, the game on the sidelines. But at the same time, it didn't take away from the focus, which was USC football, which made them great because they still won, although they had a great time. I mean, look, you got Killer Cam on the sidelines talking about the computers putin'. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all remember that ball, but it was really happening for Colorado this past weekend, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and you mentioned the Pete Carroll thing, and that's how you know it's not a black or white thing. It's a can you coach? Can you get me paid? Can you get me to the league? That's what kids is. You know what I'm saying?
He was getting them paid back then too.
Yes, of course they was. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, you know what I'm saying, Pete Carroll's whole thing, even now in Seattle, his whole mentality was you're gonna compete. You know what I'm saying? The best players are gonna play. I don't care if you're a freshman, if you're a walk-on or whatever. And that's all you know what I'm saying? That's all you want as a kid playing ball is you want an opportunity to play. You know what I'm saying? An opportunity to make some money. But you ain't lying about the prime thing, man. I mean, you know he's gonna charm the hell out of the moms and he's gonna let them know, look, I'm gonna take care of your son. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help him develop into a man and I'm gonna make him get paid, help him get paid, and possibly make it to the league. Who's gonna say no to that?
Real
man?
quick before
He's got all the charisma in the world, bro.
Before we go on and finish up, I got a question for y'all. Do y'all see Travis Henry and Shador Sanders both Heisman finalists?
It's right now, and this is me right now. I know that Mel Kiper has moved Shador into his top 5 as far as QBs coming that could possibly come out next year. If Travis stays on the same path of doing anywhere between 75 to 90, I think he did like 92 last game. If he stays in that same, there's no way that you can't. I think me and Jay talked about it. The last time something similar to this happened was Matt Leinart to Reggie Bush, 2-time Heisman finalists, and I think Matt won it. I think Matt won it first, and Reggie won it second, if I'm not mistaken, or vice versa. That's the only thing I can think of where it was that good. And then somewhere, if you think about it, somewhere in there, Lindell White was also, a beast too.
Yep.
So the only other time I can think about it is in that situation. But yeah, I think we really could end up with it. Even though they always say, the Heisman is a quarterback's trophy, I really think, as far as that's concerned, we're gonna end up with now. What's the cornerback trophy? Is it the Bednarik, the defensive business?
The Chuck Bednarik is I want to say that's the linebacker award.
Okay.
The Chuck
But yeah,
Bednarik,
we might whichever one it is for defensive backs, we might go ahead and give it to that young man. Go ahead.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, kids playing both sides of the ball. Yeah, might as well give it to him. I mean, if this kid keeps playing the quarterback position the way he playing the quarterback position, he's gonna get it because they always favor the quarterback, and he's putting up. You know what I'm saying? He's putting up old school college football 94 type numbers on people. So if he keeps playing like that, I think he has a good chance. There's so much love though, and media love for Caleb Williams out of USC. So I mean, unless Sanders keeps balling out, like I said, the way he is, I think they lean it that way, probably to give it to him. This whole, I don't know. I want to see the defensive player get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was happy as hell when Charles Woodson got it back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because he did everything too. He played corner, he played a little bit of wide receiver, return kicks. You know what I'm saying? So he was like the all-around best football player, and that's what it's supposed to be. The best football player, not just the best quarterback or the best offensive player. It's supposed to be the best player. So it'd be nice to see a defensive player. So I'm hoping for Hunter.
It's the Jim Thorpe Award.
That's it. Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
Best defensive back.
Yep.
All right, so I messed around. I'm gonna make y'all laugh real quick.
All right.
I just got electrocuted, y'all.
Oh man!
While y'all was just talking, so I was.
I know.
So
we
I
had
was
you talking
just-
but dang.
Yeah, it didn't happen while I was sitting down. I don't know if y'all saw me. When I went off screen, I actually unplugged something. Didn't know it was like it's like freaking Wizard of Oz outside. I did not even know with these in my ears. So I don't know if it was because I don't know why, but I went to unplug something and I was like, "Woo, what's going on?" I sat back down. It was like I'm listening to y'all, but it's like. Nah, like I'm cool now though. It's like, wait a minute.
He was so
to reset.
Whoa.
He was so casual about that shit too. Like, oh, I just got electrocuted and shit. Like not like you know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a mosquito bite real quick. It's all good.
Yeah, I do this every day. Right. It's all good.
Yeah, that was whoa. That was intense. It's been a while since I got electrocuted. It's been a while. So
It's been a long time. Right.
Yeah, it was a while, man. So all right, man, we gonna get going, man. Just like I said, man, we are all tied up, man. We gonna keep this ball rolling, man. Y'all I'm trying to like. It's like when somebody about to run away. It's like, you know. It's kind of that was college football helped you out with the college football conversation for Nick Saban helped you out. I ain't gonna lie, it was, but y'all still find out a way to tie up, and it's like, dang, I don't want to make it seem like I'm not listening. All right, yeah, let me be quiet. Let's keep going. We're gonna switch things up, man. And real quick, and then we're gonna talk about with FIBA, man, and I'm not gonna say embarrassing because it could have been worse, man. But do you think the Team USA should only use? And this is, I want to say, I'll tell you later. We'll see how much we're all paying attention here. But do you think the Team USA should use only NBA? First, I was actually typing this after I got electrocuted. I'm sorry. First, second, and third teamers, along with all-stars. Yeah.
3 teamers.
That. Third teamers. Y'all understand. Y'all.
Yeah, we know. So, we got you, bro.
Okay. Who started last?
I think I started the last one.
Wit, it's on you,
Yeah, you can
man.
go because
Do you?
I think we'll actually be on opposite sides of this right here with. So let's
Okay,
see. Go ahead.
okay. All right. So this is what I was thinking. Right. First of all, when we talk about international play, we gotta kind of put it all in one box. FIBA international basketball play should be designated for second, third teamers, and maybe some of the all stars and all rookies sprinkled in. All right. But when it comes to international play, one of the biggest things that I think we have to take into account is who's at the top of the list in all of these position groups. For me right now, when I was looking at the FIBA, because I woke up really early for a couple of those games, and one of the main things that stuck out to me is, man, these other boys in these other countries is big, bro. These ain't no small boys in these other countries, bro. And then when you think about the top grouping of centers, forwards, even small forwards to some degree, right? You think about Pascal Siakam. You think about all the centers. You think about Jokic, Embiid, Carl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Giannis. All of these people play for somebody else's country. They don't play for America. They are not American players. But somewhere in there, we have to start putting in these young, smaller forwards that can also play at the center position. So now you want to think about Bam Adebayo, Wendell Carter Jr., Jared Allen, maybe Chet Holmgren if he puts on some weight. You know what I'm saying? He'll get another year in. But
I'm
then
about to say
when we think
you
about
heard what Nick had to say about
yeah,
Chet
I
Holmgren.
know. He's Chet Holmgren's got to get a little. Chet Holmgren's got to put a little more thickening on there, right? A little more gravy in there. But then, of course, when you get to the big stage of like the Olympics, we got to throw in somebody like Anthony Davis. And I know a lot of people sleep on him, but Miles Turner is also an alternative big man for America. But then, for some odd reason, we can never get this man to do right, even during the regular season, the FIBA season, off season, unless it's fucking fishing season or something. Zion Williamson, we gotta see him in international play sometime, in my opinion. Right now, when you look at what they were doing or what they produced as far as a roster for FIBA, we're talking about some of the best young talent in the NBA, but not all of it. So let's look at it real quick. We got Paolo Blancaro, Keegan Murray, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton. The list goes on and on. But who stuck out? Who literally stuck out from that team during actual play? Austin Reeves? What? Like, how did this become a thing? You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody I just named, how did that become the headline of the FIBA America team? Was somebody that LeBron decided to get drafted that was undrafted and come in and basically take over the team on an offensive and defensive level. So now we got to think, we got to put our thinking caps on, and we got to say, man, I know he got an attitude problem. I know he like to let them gun sounds like he like to listen to Waka Flocka and a lot of you know what I'm saying, a lot of OJ the Juice Man from back in the day, or a lot of that Tennessee 3-6 Mafia. But we got to put John Morant in there somewhere. I'm sorry, it got to be done. The next time we put on a USA uniform, John Morant must be involved. Once again, Zion Williamson, the young talent. He's a young talent. We didn't even talk about the old stars. So when it comes to the young talent, we're talking about Zion, Jason, Jalen Brown, Scotty Barnes, another name to throw up there. And then
Don.
when you're talking about the Olympics, now we got to throw in all NBA first teamers. Now we got to throw in all NBA all second teamers. Now you got to throw, and this has actually been reported by Bleacher Report. LeBron put in the phone call, bro. 2024 is wrecked. Okay, it's over. All right. I don't know who y'all was gonna put on this team, but it's gonna be LeBron and them. He done said it. LeBron said, look, it's gonna be LeBron and them. So we got my KD, Steph, probably not Clay, because we got some other players coming up right now. But of course, Anthony Davis is going to be in there, and then we got to sprinkle in the Jalen Browns and the Jason Tatum's, and kind of build a team that can go up against these formidable front courts, because Greece ain't playing, Australia ain't playing, Lebanon ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen this in international play now, and these aren't even the best teams from those countries. So I can't wait to see what the Olympics look like, and then the best players come out. Because remember, Carl Anthony Towns, although we like to say, hey, he's from New York, he's from Jersey or whatever, Carl Anthony Towns plays for the Dominican Republic. We don't got him. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So we
right.
got to infuse some of the youth because of their positions into that NBA all first team, second team, third team thought process that you mentioned. So can we have them all? No, but you got to sprinkle in some of these young cats, man. There we go.
Honestly, bottom line is, do you want to win? If you want to win the Olympics or the World Cup or whatever it is against, because all those other countries have caught up to us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like back in the day in '92, and a lot of those teams play together for years. Those
Yeah.
guys go pro at 15, 16 years old. Luca was playing on a pro squad at 16 years old. So they're used to playing with grown men, and they're getting, you know what I'm saying? They're getting beat up, and they're getting, you know what I'm saying? That's what you talk about and they teach them the entire game. All their big men know how to shoot. They all know how to handle the basketball. So if you want to win, then yes, you need to put the first, second, and third team players on the Olympics or on whatever squad, the national team or whatever it is that you're going to do. It, I personally liked it when it was amateur and it was just the college kids and stuff like that. It just made it more interesting. But again, all these other countries, they've got their teams together for a few years, for like 4 years, waiting for the Olympics just to go at us. So if we want to win, then yes, we need our first, second team. You need, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you said Ja Morant, Jason Tatum, Steph got to come back in there if he wants to be in there. If not, Donovan Mitchell needs to be up in there. I like Jalen Brunson. I like Anthony Edwards. I like Paolo as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some good young talent, but you got to mix in some of the veteran guys that have the experience of being on a couple of the USA teams, you know what I'm saying, to kind of even out that bench. And, for all the Austin Reeves, saying comments or whatever, you know what? He feeling himself, bro. He feeling himself. LeBron got him feeling confident in himself. So he's out there. He's just playing and he's having fun with it. So I'm not gonna hate on him for that, but it is funny to see him being the main one to be balling out when you got all these other guys. But I like the players they got. But you gotta infuse some of that like top tier talent that we have in the USA if we want to honestly win these. You know what I'm saying, these tournaments, because they ain't messing around. They like their goal, their mission is to just beat us. That's all they care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them don't even care if they win gold as long as they can say they beat America. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to win, then yeah, you're gonna have to sprinkle in some of these young cats, but you're gonna have to throw in some of them first and second team guys that are making that bank. So it's just a matter of whether or not they want to make the commitment to do it and to put, because now you got to put 4 years into it. To do these, the national team and then finally get to the Olympics. But those especially the European team, Lithuania is another one. I mean, they beat the hell out of us 2 weeks ago or whatever. Yeah, those teams overseas have caught up as far as the level of play and the commitment and the time that they put into their players. So if we want to win these tournaments, then yes, we have to send our best players out there, man. That's the only way we're gonna win.
This is kind of what gets me, and y'all sort of touched on it, but I didn't really I tried to give as many points as I could on this. Couldn't really come up with two because it was something I was really listening for. I'm gonna let them read something to y'all, and this is the reason. You Johnny, you said it, and you both said it, but just listen to this, and look, this is where we're at now. It's just like you said, Johnny. It's not 92 anymore. Definitely not 92 anymore, right? Let's go with the NBA first team, right? Whoops. One American on the NBA first team. We only got Jason Tatum. We got Giannis. We got Luca. We got Embiid. Who knows where his alliance lies, where he will play, because it probably is not going to be us. It's going to be probably 2 or 3 other countries possibly. You know what I mean? Well, it could be. I think he moved from Cameroon and then he went somewhere else. Yeah. Did he go somewhere else? Anyway, it won't be us, right? And then you got Shea. You know what I'm saying? NBA second team. The only, you got Nikola. And then you got Jaylen Brown. You got Jimmy Butler. Steph. Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? Like, if you
I
really
mean,
look at,
if you put those four with with our first teamer, that's a good starting five right there. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Yeah, you're gonna have to send these guys
You got to
if you want to
sprinkle it, man.
win. You're gonna have to send them because, like you just broke it down. A lot of our first and second team All NBA players are from other countries.
not even American, like
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
crazy. That's where
Yeah,
we've come.
yeah.
It's where we come now.
I
Like, we
mean
gonna be
that's
like,
a
yeah,
good
we go.
that's a good sign of the health of the game, man.
And listen, and my
Exactly.
thing is, if and I'm somewhat in that mid range age era. Like, where is our great American center? Because like I named Jokic, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. Who in America plays center? We don't got Patrick Ewing no more. You know what I'm saying? We don't got Carl
Bro,
Malone no more. You
I'm
know,
like
like
I'm literally trying to think of who, you know what I'm saying, who plays down low. I mean, the only one that really plays physically down low is Nikola and Giannis and Embiid, and all three of them are not American.
and you
I
and
mean,
you, we could
Embiid.
That's
throw Bam
wild.
Adebayo in there maybe, but
Yeah,
his
I mean, I
size
guess Anthony
is so different.
Davis, if he
Yeah,
really
AD.
wanted if he really wanted to bang though, because he don't want to
But he
bang.
whines.
That's what I'm
I
saying. He
love
don't
AD
want to
to
bang.
death. AD sits there and is so happy they got what's my man name, Christian Woods from
Yeah,
Dallas or whatever.
yeah,
He sat there. I'm so happy I don't have to play the five. I'm so
right.
happy.
He ain't trying
Yeah,
to bang because
Yeah.
he
I
knows if
play
he
the
winds
four.
up banging too much, he's gonna be in street clothes.
Right there we
So you know what I'm
go.
saying? Yeah. So
But yeah,
wow, that's
guys
sad,
like
bro. We ain't got an old school center man. Like yeah, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning back in the day. You know what I'm
Zoe,
saying? And not for nothing, but one of the greatest centers of all time, Hakeem, wasn't even American. Hakeem
yeah, right.
Olajuwon was
Right.
nasty, bro. So yeah,
And
man, it's wild, man.
I was
I'm
having
looking
an
forward to
argument
getting
with
into
I was having an argument with a gentleman that works with me, and he's a basketball coach at a local high school. And we wasn't it's
right.
not necessarily an argument. We was having a conversation, and
Right.
he was trying to tell me about he coached Taco Fall in high
Mm,
school and during some of his AAU year. Of course, Taco Fall he from Sudan, so
right.
he's not American.
Right.
But I was saying like, what's the last great big man that played down low and actually he couldn't. He was trying to name people, and I was like, "Man, if you don't think about Boogie Cousins, then we missing out." But DeMarcus Cousins,
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
injury,
He was
was that
nasty,
guy for
bro.
us. Was
He was
that guy
nasty.
before
Yeah,
Embiid really came out and became the perennial center, like every year All Star, first
yeah,
team, everything. It was nobody liked him because of his attitude and how he came about going in the game. But at least we had Boogie Cousins, and if I'm not mistaken,
right.
he did get one of those gold medals. I think he did.
Yeah, I
I
think
swear
he
he
did
had to.
too.
Yeah.
And
So
he was coming in right as Shaq was leaving too. So I mean, it was the perfect transition to him. I you need dogs, bro, especially you know what I'm saying down low to be banging down low. I had no problem with
mhm.
DeMarcus Cousins' attitude, bro. But yeah, he tore his Achilles right, you know what I'm saying, right as he got traded to the, you know what I'm saying, right as he got, went to New Orleans with Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis was happy as hell because he didn't have to play center no more.
Right,
But he
and then
wound
it
up
happened
getting hurt.
again.
Yeah, yeah.
It happened
But yeah,
again when he finally got to go to state.
Boogie's probably the last one, and then before that, I think you gotta go Shaq, bro. Like I can't remember
Shaq.
a dominant big man down low. That's sad. That's kind
Hey
of
man,
sad.
it's the truth. Hey man, listen, when Daniel Tyson's out here scoring 29 and 12 for Germany, it's real, all right.
Right,
And shout out to Daniel Tyson because he was playing for the Celtics, man. So
right.
hey,
Well, when you got
All
Austin
right,
Reeves
y'all.
balling
So
out, when Austin Reeves is the one balling out, you know what I'm saying? You got to rethink some
hey,
stuff, man.
he was scorching in there. Austin Reeves was the king of the Philippines. I promise you.
but this load management thing, man, it just seems like it's to a point now where they're saying we're gonna send out our B team, give our good guys some rest, and when we do do a FIBA event, let these guys go out, and then the Olympics, everybody will be ready, to get the real gold. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that FIBA is not important, but it's like, look, there's millions and millions and billions of dollars on these guys, man. And look, y'all can play for y'all heart and to say that y'all beat you in the United States. I remember, You know, you had guys in the middle of the game like, take a picture.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, listen,
Come on.
and you brought up load
Come
management,
on.
and this is my last thing I'm gonna throw out there before we go to the next one. Is it a possibility that we'll see Kawhi Leonard play for the American team for the Olympics?
I mean, I would love to say yeah, but I don't see him doing it.
Yeah, my
I mean,
fault.
he hardly plays the regular season. I don't see Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Kawhi wanting to go over there. Kawhi got his couple chips, bro. He's chilling. He got his 2 chips. He went to Toronto and won a title for Toronto, bro.
Yeah.
So he's forever gonna have legend status that way. So he's chilling in LA at home, making $50 or whatever $1 million it is a year now, which is insane.
And he's the star of New Balance. I don't know who else.
Right.
Anybody starring in New Balance got he's the star of New Balance too. The New Balance commercials killing.
Yeah. But nah, as far as the load management, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're doing what they got to do. As far as in the NBA, I'm not a big fan of it because, you know what I'm saying, people pay their hard-earned money to go see a game, take their kid to go see a game to see a certain player, and then that player don't want to play for, you know what I'm saying? So that I don't like, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, it's supposed to be for the fans. But as far as for the FIBA thing, I mean, even that's kind of, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of shady a little bit. Like, yeah, y'all can go play for the FIBA stuff. And then when the Olympics come, we'll take over and we'll play. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for taking up the time now, and then we'll come in at the end and win the gold. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of foul too, because you got these young cats, but you know what I'm saying? They got to learn somehow, bro. But nah, we definitely need if we're gonna win, we definitely need our best players, man. We can't be sending our B team and C team out there no more. They're gonna lose, bro.
And then, man, it's been working when we've had a team that's been not so good. It kind of seemed like it worked when they had like one defensive minded player. I can't remember who it was. Was it Fareed? Was it Fareed when they had Fareed on the team? Was that Fareed?
Oh, the Manimal, yeah, the Manimal was just out there just going for blocks and rebounds. That's it.
I want to say, I think it was Fareed.
It's almost like they play together better. You know what I'm saying? When it's not just superstars trying to take over and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they weren't very good.
Where's the Ron Artest of this new generation?
Right. No, I have no idea, bro. Ron Artest won't be allowed to play right now, man. Yes, that's one of one, dude. He was a baller too, man. That Chicago, bro. People forget that Chicago team. If Derrick Rose knee don't blow out, bro.
Derrick Rose knee.
Ooh. Derrick Rose, a young Jimmy Butler cup. What, dude? Like they were about to have a squad, bro.
And who knows how long they got that check and said, forget it. Well, they got that check and said, never mind.
Right. Yeah, like who knows how long it would have took for Jimmy Butler to come along though with Derrick Rose being a focal point. Things like that happen sort of paved the way for the next guy sometime. True. But we're gonna go on, man. It's the last one, y'all. This is the last one. And I swear, man, I was dying to get to this one more than anything, man. Cause I was like, yeah, I got the perfect question, man. The perfect question. I was just curious, man. And I'm gonna put my flashing score up, man. Come on, Whit, man. I'm not biased, man. But just for the sake of you need these 5 points, man. You're gonna need these 5 points, man. I'm sorry, I done got lost, man. After
you got electrocuted.
Yeah, after this, I'm gonna have to kind of stretch or something. I feel like I got to stretch or something. This is weird, man. But I've been hearing y'all. Like I can comprehend well and everything, man. It's just kind of getting scared with this lightning and everything coming down. Like, okay, I'm feeling weird, but okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, Whit. I'm sorry, man. I saw your reaction just now. Like, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's okay. No, we good. No.
It's all good, man. It's all fun, man. We have it.
I get the Nate Diaz treatment. It's okay. I get bloody in the ring, and it's all good. Okay, it's all good.
Bro,
All right, so
you had me thinking about this
you
shit
you
for a minute,
guys
bro.
you guys are both Yankee fans, right? And I was like, well, how can I, me and Whit had a little fun question before about Marvel versus Star Wars. He picked Star Wars, I picked Marvel. But I was like, you know what? I'm dying to know between two Yankee fans.
Mm.
If you were just made GM of like a fantasy Yankee team, the greatest Yankee lineup of all time, you get every name in the pot to play with the Yankees. I don't even care if they were a leadoff hitter or not, ever. You know what I mean? But gotta kind of think of that. You know, who would you have leading off? Who would you have leading off, man? Greatest Yankees of all time. Who would you have leading off?
Yeah, wait, you can go first, bro.
You
I got a whole lineup ready for you, bro. I
Oh
got
man.
the whole lineup ready for you.
So
What's we doing?
all
What the
right.
heck is that? Where are
Okay.
we? Oh, okay. I'm like, he about
Oh,
to.
excuse me. So this is what happens, man.
Ah, this.
We gotta talk about it. We're gonna talk about it when we're gonna talk about it. Okay, simple as this. All right. When you get to the Bronx Bombers, we gotta talk about it as if we're being realistic. Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and throw it out there. So you said anybody, any leadoff hitter, anybody, right? And I gotta go to. I'm gonna go to. I'm thinking about a year that they didn't even win. They didn't win a championship. It was unfortunate that they didn't. I personally was talking to a good friend of mine, Coach Fields, who used to do driver's ed at that time, and he was real big into doing the lineups and writing this down. And he was telling me stats, and I'm like, "Wow, who does this?" He was like, "Oh man, don't even ask me that question," because he was from New Jersey. But Coach Fields got fired because Coach Fields used to let young girls drive to far off distances in the driver's ed car. But I love Coach Fields, man. Shout out to you if you see this one day. Coach Fields told me
That's
about
messed up, man. You had to
yeah,
do Coach
yeah, for
Field
real.
like
Hey, he
that,
was he
dude.
was a cool
that,
guy. He was a cool
that
dude,
was
but he
all.
would he would just
That
let
was
you
all
drive.
kinds of blast
Yeah.
right there.
He would just let you drive. But anyway, let's get to it. So what happened was he was
Good.
talking to me about one particular player, and he swore up and down that the Yankees would win. And I it came to my mind. So I got to talk about Alfonso Soriano, right?
Hmm.
And I know you got a whole lineup. I know you got a whole lineup, right? But when you think about what was going on at that time in 2002, Alfonso Soriano was batting for one of the best lineups in the first place. We talking Giambi. We talking Jeter. We talking Bernie. I'm talking about it was a ridiculous amount of players. But then not only was he batting lead off, right? So let's just put into the mix that he was also stealing crazy bases, going nuts. He also went for 39 home runs, right? 128 runs brought in. Stolen bases, how many? 40? He did the 40-40 thing. It's ridiculous. Who does that? Not very many people. 102 RBIs, 209 hits, 51 doubles. The fourth player, right, to do the 40-40, and at that time, he finished third in the MVP voting. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, well, that's nothing. Why would you put him right there, batting lead off? Because he did it twice. Okay? He literally did it again the following year. So it wasn't a fluke that he was out there swinging that way. And of course, the captain's the captain, man. Derek Jeter's going to be out here doing it. Giambi, we when we brought a name, when you bring a name in like Jason Giambi, you make him shave his face, you get him clean cut, you put the hat on him. You're expecting great things when you get to that second, third, fourth position in your lineup. And that year, it was so set up for us to win. But of course, even with the record of I think it's like 103 and 50, 103, 52 or 56, 58, finishing first in the AL, unfortunately they did not win. But that year, or those two consecutive years, because Soriano did it, like I said, did it again with 30. He really did 39 and 40 the following year. So that's pretty
Right.
much 40-40. Soriano is my answer for my leadoff hitter, and I don't really got to make up a lineup because that lineup at that time was crushing it. Especially, I don't know. I really can't. I can really can't lie about too many Yankee lineups that were non-fictional that were that good at that time. So I'm going with Soriano from 2002. There we go.
All right. Well, I mean, he spit out a bunch of stats and all that shit for his leadoff hitter. So I'm saying I'm a give with that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like numbers, man. Numbers.
You said fantasy GM of the greatest Yankee lineup of all time. So I put a lineup together. Now I was debating, are we going with just all time just being Yankees, guys that came from other teams like Reggie or Ricky Henderson? You know what I'm saying? I was like, do I let Ricky lead off for my team or whatever? But no, I would actually put the captain to lead off. Why? Because he's the leading, he's got the most hits in franchise history, passing Lou Gehrig, who I would be batting second. And then I would have the Babe, and I would have Mickey, Don Mattingly, Joe DiMaggio. But I would start off with Derek Jeter. He's going to get a hit, or he's going to get a walk. He's going to get on base. Good. I had Soriano written down here towards the bottom because he did have those 2 spectacular years, and he almost won that 2001 World Series by himself, bro. Because if Mariano Rivera doesn't give it up, he was the one that hit the go-ahead home run for us in that game. So I like that Alfonso Soriano pick. He just wasn't with the team long enough for me to consider him to be part of my fantasy GM list. But, yeah, I would put the captain to lead off my all-time Yankee lineups. But if you want to talk about a team, a straight-up lineup that can compete with the 2002 one that you were talking about, yeah, check out that 1998 one that won 116 games, bro. That lineup was pretty fierce, bro. So,
right.
But no, that was a great argument, bro. I can't even argue with you about that. He spit out a 40-40 on me. He spit out a 40-40.
I was trying to come different because
you know what I'm saying? I mean, what
I
are you
knew
gonna
somewhere in there if I said Derek Jeter, I was like, if I go Jeter, he's gonna go Jeter. So let me not go Jeter. But seriously though, I love that driver's A class. I barely went, but me and Coach Fields would talk. He would be doing the line. He would be doing the lineup for his fantasy, doing the lineup for our high school baseball team, and talking to me while I'm driving. And I was like, huh? And this is before you could pull it up on your phone. He was a numbers guy. I'm talking about he would just pull them out his head, and it's unfortunately whatever happened to him. But I thought he was a really cool guy. If I see him in the street, I definitely will buy him a beer, straight up. But yeah, he was talking about Soriano like, oh, this is the one. We're gonna win 2-3 years in a row.
Yo, when he got hurt,
he was a bad boy, man. He was a bad boy.
Yeah. When he got hurt, man, that pretty much shattered. I remember when that time he got hurt. I want to say he got hurt. Did he get hurt ever during the playoffs? Or did he get hurt beginning of the season next season? But I know when he got hurt, that pretty much was a downfall. Like he never pretty much.
I think you talk about that second season. I forgot who they was playing, and it happened like in the 6th or 7th inning or something stupid. But yeah, that first year though, he was spot on. It wasn't much he couldn't hit. He had a great, and this is when I was really paying attention. I was really learning because I was talking about it every day. He had a batter's eye, what you want to call it. Like he would straighten out. He would, the count would be up, and he would not care.
Right.
Okay,
right.
The count would be up. He would not care. I am not swinging at it. I'm not going for it. But when he would, he was making contact, and it wasn't like when you think about that era in baseball. 40, 50, 60 home runs sounds ridiculous. But 40 for somebody who's not doing anything, not on the juice, not hanging out there with the barcode scandal, nothing like that. So 40.
That's a true statement, man. That's a true statement.
Right, you hang around.
I mean, he only weighed like $1.75 soaking wet.
I'm telling you, he was only like 165, bro. I'm telling you on everything. So you get to 39. Yeah.
His swing was so power packed, like he was so small. Just like when he, it was just something, man, to see, man. And And
And honestly,
even with the
as much as I like A-Rod, bro, but if Aaron Boone doesn't break his ankle playing basketball, and we don't trade Soriano to
Tell
wind
him
up getting
about it.
A-Rod, I
Tell him
think we
about it.
wind up winning a couple more titles, bro. And I like A-Rod,
And I
but
like A-Rod and Aaron Boone.
he wasn't meant to be a Yankee, bro. He couldn't deal with being on the same team as Derek Jeter, bro. He couldn't
He
handle it.
couldn't handle it because he was so used to being the focal point since he was
Mm-hmm.
17. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for it to be somebody else's team
Right.
and he be on it, he had to get
Right.
used to it. But like for what I understand now, like they're real good friends. They like the best of friends. I think that's cool.
all right,
They
man.
were and they were
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
until J-Lo comes
until
around.
no until nah
Yeah,
it's,
till it was
until allegedly Alex was talking some shit about, you know what I'm saying? Well, we can talk
Oh
about
man.
that off camera, off camera.
We got to show love to the old school though. But yeah.
Of course.
Supposedly, somebody was talking about some shit.
Allegedly.
Right.
man, y'all talking about these Yankees. I'm about to say, man, look, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Now,
But you in the
somebody has to
ATL, you
win,
a
man.
Braves fan?
So,
You a Braves fan?
He's a Braves
well,
fan.
I'm
He
in
wants to
South
chop on
Carolina
right now.
now, but
But
I love
you
my
a
Braves,
ATL?
man. I definitely love them. Yeah, I love my Braves. I love
That
them.
they
I
they
love the
they
Braves, man.
are they are the epitome of what a fucking good organization is right now, bro. They
I
develop
mean,
them, they draft them,
probably
they make
as
the right trades, bro. You got a good squad, man. Don't let
I
Jonathan
used to pray.
Grisham hear me saying that.
Uh, I used to pray for a player, man, like Acuna, man. Like, why we can't have somebody that could, that's just considered the best player, man. Like 5'2" player. Why we can't
Mm-hmm.
get one of those guys? And I don't want to say, from a certain region or from a certain area, but like why we can't get one of those guys, man? And
Right.
I mean, we got him, man. And I'm a big fan of Ricky Henderson. First of all, somebody got to win. Y'all trying to get me off, somebody has to win. So we going on. Let's go. Let's stay on what we were talking about. And Ricky Henderson is my favorite player. And the Derek Jeter is definitely not wrong. You need a hit, definitely. Derek Jeter would be the most sane answer. But it's just something about Alfonso Soriano, man. In those couple years, like when he made that clear, like those years, man, he definitely, man, that kind of hit me even as a Yankee. I was like, you know what, that guy's good. Like I was a fan of his. So
Mm-hmm.
man, I had to give it to Witt, man. I had to
That's
just give
cool.
it to Witt, man.
All right, that's cool.
Witt did enough, and I said to myself, I said, you know what? Well, I want to hear this lineup because if as long as Witt doesn't say Alfonso Soriano, I want this lineup might win. When he said Alfonso, and I don't know,
I got it.
I should have figured like Witt would have said Soriano, but there are some others, man. With
Mhm.
Jeter, and
I mean,
and
then
y'all
your
probably
favorite
beg to
player
differ.
right there, dude. I mean, Ricky Henderson's the greatest leadoff hitter of all time, but
Greatest.
saying he was an Oakland
Eh,
A first. You know, say so. I consider him an Oakland A, even though he was a Yankee for a
right.
while, and I'm glad that he was a Yankee. But he came up with Oakland and those teams, and he was badass then. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I tried to stick with just homegrown Yankees. You know what I mean?
Right, and
And Soriano
Acuna,
and
man. Hopefully
Soriano
he
was
can,
one of them, man. Oh, that kid he's phenomenal, bro.
man. Hopefully,
Ozzy Albies
with
ain't bad either, bro. You got a squad over there, bro.
nah, right.
You got
I'm
a
loving
squad
it,
over
man. Let's just see if we can keep them together, man. All right, Whit, it's on you, man. I'm gonna give you the floor. You got a minute.
Hey, y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy K Witt. I won today, so you know me. I gotta represent for who? The what? The WNBA playoffs have started, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so ready to see what goes on right now because, of course, so many teams are in this one that could possibly make it somewhere towards the finals. But we all want to see what we've been seeing from earlier this season, and literally, it's been 4-1 Liberty versus the Aces. I can't lie. I'm looking at Kelsey Plum. I'm looking at Candace Parker. I'm looking at my girl straight out of the Metro, Asia Wilson, to somehow figure out a way to take on their arch nemesis, whichever one you want to call it, the New York Liberty, and finally figure out a way to put them down in a series. Now, there are roadblocks in the way. Don't forget these other teams in these divisions, because of course the women do kind of like a round robin playoff position seeding and whatnot. So as of right now, we got to see what happens because it starts tomorrow. So everybody, let's make sure we take a look at these young ladies from the WNBA. They're putting on a show. It's real basketball. I don't care what nobody tells you. It's exciting. There's crossovers. There's 3-point shots. There's great assists. And there's some trash talk if you're paying attention.
Yes,
So
yes.
I really want y'all to make sure you take a minute, check out the WNBA. Big shouts out to the Las Vegas Aces. Big shouts out to the New York Liberty. Big shouts out to the Mystic. Of course, we want to see what's going to happen next year, and of course who's going to come back. We don't know because some of the greatest players ever to play WNBA basketball may be retiring this year. We're not going to put it out there because I don't want to jinx nobody, but hopefully we get to see Aces repeat out here coming soon to a TV near you. Asia Wilson, what's happening, dog? DJ, her brother's a DJ. I can't think of his name, but he's a cool fella too. Shout out to him, man. What's that?
Nice.
Go Yankees.
Yes, sir. I'm with you on that, man. Good shit with the WNBA. I love the WNBA, bro. If you want to watch like pure basketball, watch the WNBA, bro, for real. You know what I'm saying? These girls can ball out. And I'm hoping for that. I'm holding out hope for that New York Liberty Aces final, man. But the Liberty, you know what I'm saying? They better be careful with these Washington Mystics because Elena Deladon, she ain't no joke, bro. She ain't no joke. The New York Liberty better be ready to play or they may get bumped off, man. So
listen, Elena
Deladon shout out to the WNBA.
Females.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, between Asia Wilson and Breanna Stewart, those are the two best players in that league, man. But it's a lot of fun, man. I love watching WNBA.
Hey, and listen, the thing is, and you said the miss, like I said, the for me, like to a degree, because of how the NBA is set up, we can kind of see what's going on before it happens. But when the WNBA throws that round robin playoff in there, and you don't know who's playing who, twos and threes and sevens and fours is playing, it makes it just a little bit more exciting. So Sabrina Ionescu, you on 2K24?
Right.
Are you gonna play like you on 2K24? So,
she better.
But yeah,
she better.
I'm a huge Liberty fan because they got Breanna Stewart, they got Ionescu right there. It's a whole lineup of ladies in which they put that team. Like you thought the super teams in the WNBA was going to be something. These WNBA super teams are going to be even more powerful in terms of wins and losses in the coming years. And I'm glad to be like somebody that can be able to see it because ain't no more of the days of Lisa Leslie by herself and Tina Thompson by herself. And,
there's ballers, man. There's ballers out there, man. And then the Ace, talk about super teams, the Aces get Candace Parker. Like she coming off a title too. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the rich getting richer. But yeah, man. WNBA, that's where it's at, man.
Yeah, Jay's been on here, and Jay and Tanner throw that in there like every 2 weeks. Be like, all right, don't talk about the women. So I won, so I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I won, so I wanted to throw that in there one more time.
I don't say it like that. It's just don't throw us out there like that. Don't talk about the women. It's just the way
between the women and Mr. Fields.
Man, I'm sorry. Coach Fields, my dog, man. Shout out to him, man.
And not to mention, Whit will kill somebody off quick. Anybody above 80, Whit done put him out the pasture, Whit, man, Whit killed Bob Barker 2 years ago, man. Like, Oh man. But yo, man, we had fun again, man. Like this has definitely been fun, man. Johnny, man, tell
Absolutely.
everybody, man, what you working on right now, man.
Well, you can find me all over Let's Talk Sports. You can follow me on X, I guess it is, at the Yankee Fin. Also Instagram, TikTok, all that social media stuff. I am the Yankee Fin, spelled out just like that, with a PH, not no FIN. But yeah, I'm all over Let's Talk Sports. Monday and Thursday, 9 p.m. We got the Let's Talk Sports show with me, Nick, Tanner, Scott Cove, and Sam. Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. we do the game day show, the breakdown of all the games coming up. Monday nights, 8 o'clock, I got my own Johnny Cruz show. It's Yankee and Dolphin based, but I talk about everything. I interview people. We talk music, movies. He talked about Star Wars earlier. As soon as we get done with this, I'm watching Ahsoka. So, you know what I'm saying? Yes. I'm telling you, don't worry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm redoing the Johnny Cruz show. So you guys are definitely going to be down. You guys are definitely going to have to be guests on that show. And then, of course, on Tuesday, I do the roundtable with Dan Harris. Dan Harris came back to do some shows. So we're doing the AFC roundtable Tuesdays. And then I got my Dolphins show that's usually on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, but I moved it over because I wanted to hang out with the fellas today. So the Dolphins show will be tomorrow at 7 o'clock. But I'm all over Let's Talk Sports, bro.
Man, and man, as far as we go, man, we're gonna be starting up the rec room hopefully next week. You know what I'm saying? Getting into some things, man, like we normally do, man. Just crazy talk, man, just between fans, us just acting crazy for like an hour and some change, man. But yo, man, you know, it's been great again. With anything you want to say before we go?
Hey man, big shout out to Johnny for coming through, man. We were trying to get
No.
this guy on for the longest. And of course, you know, sometimes things happen. But you know, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Today was, I think, was one of our best shows. The conversation was great, the sports topics were great, the stats was great. And so we're gonna do this again. So just because
And
you
you
took an L
won.
today, bro. Hey, and I won, right? Just because you took an L today, all that means is you gotta come back and do another round. And I think we're gonna have Jay take his jersey out the glass and get in the ring. If not next week, maybe the week after that. We want to do like a, you know what I'm saying, a triple threat match and put Jay in the middle.
I'm down for whatever, man. This was a blast, bro. And yeah, I will be back to redeem myself. Like I said, you either adjust or you die. Like, you know what I'm saying. So I'm a Nick Saban type. So I ain't gonna go out quietly into that good night. So I will be back for the next time for a rematch of that, man. For real.
That's what's up.
All right, everybody, man. Till next time.
Yeah, that shit was fun.